Hey everybody, back for another Steven Universe episode, and this time it's the new Lars. Lars is always, a little bit of a complicated character, because he's sort of a jerk, but there's obviously that hidden layer beneath him. So it's always quite interesting to get episodes centered around him, just to chip away at his layers a little bit, and learn a bit more about him. But this one was quite a weird one. So anyway, let's get to the top 5 moments or things, or whatever you want to say, about this episode. And away we go.
Number 1. Steven wakes up in Lars' body.
You don't need to be such a jerk all the time. I wish I could just show you.
Huh? Whoa. Wait a minute. This isn't the temple. This isn't my voice. Oh, I'm Lars? Oh, I'm naked!
So in this episode, we get an expansion of the power that we first saw Steven use in Watermelon Island. When he entered the mind of that watermelon creature and started moving it around. But this time he's done it with a human being, which I feel like is a bit more complex. And, what does this mean? Does this mean Steven can basically mind control anybody? If he really wants to? That's a bit scary. But, beyond that, I felt like this was a pretty cool moment. And it's just kind of cool just to see, Lars' room and Lars' parents and all that.
Number 2. Lars' voice acting.
I'm Lars. I'm Lars. I'm Lars! Hey, Onion, look! I'm Lars!
So the one thing I found quite interesting about this episode, that I noticed as I was watching it, was that Lars' voice just sounded like Steven's. Like, it was still Lars' voice, but the voice actor for Lars tried to do Steven-esque inflections or whatever you want to say. Like, it really did sound like it was Steven using Lars' voice, which I think was quite impressive.
Number 3. Fangs of love.
How about this? Fangs of love.
I think I'd rather have my organs pickled.
And you love me, even like this?
I do!
I thought this was a funny little gag, even though it kind of strikes me as a very outdated Twilight reference. But, then again, it's still funny. It's just, it does seem a little Twilight-y, which, that was years ago, guys. Let it go.
Number 4. Steven creates a big mess of things.
It's just, I need to know. How do you really feel about me?
Isn't it obvious? I love you!
Ah! What are you doing?
Finally telling you!
So, of course, I feel like this is the big moment of the episode where Steven messes things up pretty bad. I mean, we already know that Lars and Sadie have a very complicated relationship, to say the least. We've seen bits and pieces of stuff. It's always been implied that they've done stuff together. To put it mildly, they've done stuff together. But I mean, of course, they're both college age kids. Sadie is a bit too obsessed with Lars and quite clingy, and Lars has all the problems with his self-perception and everything, and he wants to seem cool, but deep down he really does care about Sadie. But this whole scene with Steven trying to interfere with that, and trying to get them together and everything, and Sadie misconstruing it as Lars just trying to get his way, just trying to act nice just to get what he wants, if you know what I mean. It was really poor on Steven's part to try that, but I mean, lesson learned, I guess.
Are you kidding me? All right, I get it. I see how it is. Some cute little heart gauges, some dumb fluffy movie. That's enough for Sadie. Right, Lars?
I just wanted to fix everything.
Get out.
Also, I really like how Sadie just immediately believed that it was Steven and Lars' body, just from the way he was acting.
I'm Steven. I just woke up this morning with my mind in Lars's body. Oh, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings like this. I'm sorry.
Okay, maybe you are Steven. Lars would never apologize to me.
I mean, it makes sense.
Number 5, Lars' obvious concern.
I hope I didn't ruin your friendship with Sadie.
With Sadie? Oh, what did you say to her?
I said you loved her.
And what did she say?
She thought you'd only say something like that to hurt her.
Yeah, I guess she's right.
And so the episode wraps up with, yet another obvious reference to how Lars really feels. Deep down he really does care. And, I sort of feel bad for him this episode, to be honest. Because, even though he can be kind of a jerk, quite a lot, actually, nobody deserves to have, their life messed up like that. It's just, I feel like he's still got a lot of growing to do. He's got a lot of growing up, a lot of learning about himself, and a lot of getting more comfortable with himself. And Steven just sort of, has to stay out of it. But I feel like he's learned that. So yeah, that's my top 5 things about this episode, and I'll see you next time.